Welcome back everybody to another MOTOBOB video where today we're going to be looking at the MV Agusta Superveloce Ago Edition. Now MV have been launching plenty of new bikes recently, including some limited editions, but I had to cover this one because it's absolutely stunning. So in this video we'll go over the 5 best features that you need to know about. But before we get started, a quick thanks to my channel sponsors Pegase Moto. They make the best GPS tracker that I've tried. Super simple to install, no subscription fee. Obviously it helps to keep your pride and joy safe. But on top of that, you can look back at your rides and see acceleration, deceleration, lean angles, your route, and you can share it all from the app. It's a brilliant product. There's a link to it in the description as well as a voucher code for €30 off. Now the Superveloce is a bike that I've covered plenty on the channel in the past because honestly I absolutely love it. It's the visual design that really does it for me with that retro look. But that said, underneath it's thoroughly modern because it's based upon their F3 800, so it gets the same triple cylinder engine, 147 horsepower peak, and at 173 kilograms dry it's pretty lightweight as well. Needless to say it's rapid, and then electronics wise it's pretty comprehensive as well with all the lean sensitive rider aids you could need and a TFT dash with phone connectivity. Like I say, I've made plenty of videos about it, so there's a link in the description to a playlist with all those videos including a ride and review. Now this Ago edition is obviously made to celebrate their relationship with one of the most famous and celebrated motorcycle racers of all time. So as well as the visual stuff and the paint job, which we'll get onto in a bit, there are actually some pretty nice upgrades. The standard Superveloce gets Marzocchi forks and a sack shock, but this Ago edition gets top-notch super premium Öhlins front and rear. It's a 43mm NIX fork, a TTX 36 shock at the rear, both fully adjustable of course, and I think you've got to say in this sporty context they do add a little something to the looks. The gold fork outers, that famous yellow spring, they add a little bit of pop compared to the black of the standard bike. On top of that, the Öhlins steering damper now gets a CNC support, and there's a forged aluminium upper triple clamp, so on top of the ride and response and handling benefits of that suspension, it really does add a proper premium look to the cockpit. Now the bodywork gets a big boost as well. The side panels, mud guards, the lower tail section and the passenger seat cover are all now made of carbon fiber. It should shave off a little bit of weight, but the total dry weight is the same as the standard bike, so really the focus is on looks and it does elevate it to a little bit more of a premium vibe. They've also fitted a higher windscreen, and MV say that they did that not only to offer better wind protection but also to give it a bit of a look of Ago's race bikes. Now onto the finish and paint job, which I reckon is the best of all the Superveloces they've done so far. You got the classic MV red and silver lower fairings, yellow number boards on the side and yellow to the same effect around the headlight, MV logos at the front, Ago logos on the tail, a black Alcantara seat, a gold chain which we all know adds 10 horsepower, and then finished off with those Caneo spoke wheels in a natural aluminium finish for that proper retro look. If you want to take it up a notch, there's also the racing kit. Now you get a carbon tail cover, CNC filler cap and a black leather tank strap, aluminium heel guards, red bar grips just like Ago's race bike, and then the big thing, the triple exit arrow exhaust system. Now you do get a dedicated ECU that boosts power up from 147 peak to 151, and on top of that the whole system is 8 kilograms lighter, so dry weight goes from 173 kilos down to 165, so pretty significant. But for me it's the look of it, the way it comes out with 2 on one side, 1 on the other. It's just a nice nod back to those previous race bikes, and then the finishing touch is those exit grills with the Ago logo sort of built into them. It really is the little details that elevate a special like this really to the top notch, and I just love what they've done here. Now it's limited to 311 units, which they say is to celebrate his career wins. I'm not sure exactly how they've got to that number. I guess they've added up everything. But all 311 of them are signed on the tank. Now you'd have to hope that's under the clear coat, otherwise you're going to be pretty pissed off the first time you wash it. The first 15 however get an extra fancy CNC fuel filler cap to celebrate his 15 world titles. As for the price, €32,100. A standard Superveloce will set you back 20,700, so that's nearly 12 grand on top. Sounds like a lot, but then when you compare it to something like the Alpine edition of the Superveloce, that was €36,000. It did get the carbon bodywork, but it didn't get some of the goodies like the Öhlins suspension. And it has to be said, this paint job suits an Italian sports bike way better than blue in my opinion. So you could say, at $4,000 less, this one is a bit of a bargain. As always, I'd love to know what you think of it down in the comments below. Even if you're not impressed with the bike, you've got to be impressed that a 79-year-old can reach down to the bars on a Superveloce. If I can do that when I'm 80, I'm going to be pretty chuffed. Let me know what you think of it though, and if you're new here and you want to see more videos like this, hit subscribe, and I'll catch you next time.